Hey you gang, we are at the old St. Patrick's Cemetery here. We are with Britton and with his daughter Lily. And you just saw Lily if you came from our Faces of the Forgotten episode that we just did, and we're taking the ball, if you will, the handoff. We told the Mary Worth story, Bloody Mary of Wadsworth, Illinois, and the mirror, and seeing her, and the chant, and the history, the Underground Railroad. Not to be confused, Bloody Mary with the Bloody Mary that's in England. Tudor, who prosecuted and tortured and had killed, I think, almost 200 Protestants. Now where we're picking up the ball is we are going to walk with Britton and Lily out this way. And now we are starting the paranormal part of our episode. So why don't you two walk ahead and we will follow you. And we sure can't miss you because we have the fluorescent green. If we get lost in the woods, we can see the Faces of the Forgotten logo and find ourselves. So right up here, or right up ahead on the right, just to the north of the cemetery, we are going to enter there, and we'll pick it up right there when we go in. All right, we have reached the road here, and there's a roadblock, but of course we're walking in. So why don't you guys go ahead, I will follow you. The athletes in the crowd, I guess I can do that.
You clear it?
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
There you go, big guy. It's like a hurdle.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to hurdle it, that's for sure.
Wow. Okay.
So tell us a story back here, Britton. What's the deal? There were seances and... Yeah. Now again, just to orient you, the cemetery is probably 50 yards, maybe 100 yards that way. We came down the road, and this is where we entered. Now, we have not been in here. This is the way we do it. We just do it all together, so it's a big old adventure. So, but I know Britton knows. Tell us what happened.
All right.
Here.
Digging online, what I discovered about this exact vicinity, sometime in the 1970s, there was a burned out barn that was here. Teenagers used to all congregate over at the old St. Patrick's Cemetery and then make their way out here to have their bonfires and to, you know, hang out and drink, do everything that teenagers do around Halloween time. And it was discovered in the burned out barn that there were dogs in cages.
Dogs in cages?
Yeah, long dead dogs. One of the first-hand reports that I had found states that, yeah, it was a teenager out here with all his pals, and after they got restless here in the woods, they made their way to what was left of that barn, and to their surprise, it was not abandoned. It was indeed full of carcasses of dead hounds inside of cages.
Wow.
And then the following year, the rest of that barn had burnt down.
Well,
see here with the broken beer bottles and whatnot that, yeah, this is indeed
well, this is right here is a hangout and definitely a paranormal location. I'm gonna say right here. Now, do you see any trails? Like when I did that episode in Rhode Island with Tommy the Cat, we found it only by, you just got to watch for trails, but I don't see, like it's pointless to go traipsing around in there if there's no trails. I'm kind of looking.
Yeah, we're just finding beer bottles.
Oh, we can take this. This is a little bit of a game trail, but it has, let's just poke in here a little bit.
Yeah, we got a little ways to rummage through here.
Yeah.
Now the coincidence is the farm that was reported to have the dead hounds in the 70s ties into abandoned farmland that Mary Worth and her family used to own and operate on 100 years prior.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, what a coincidence. So I'm thinking if we can just make our way through here as much as we can to where the tree line will break, we may come across the field. which
Well,
would indeed, by all our facts we've been following, be the old...
hold on. Got a roadblock here.
Yeah, watch that log.
We got
Watch
a
out
big...
here, kiddo.
Let me see if we go this way. I see a clearing here, but the stuff is wrapping my feet up. Hold on. There is a clearing over here. Let's just go investigate a little farther. Boy, this stuff is like an octopus grabbing your ankle.
Yeah.
Now, I understood there was a pond in here called Devil's Pond. And it would be right over here somewhere. Again, I don't see any sign of water. Were there any other stories that
Yeah.
went on in here?
That road originally led to an all-boys camp that was out here that's supposed
Oh,
to
here? This was a boys' camp?
Yeah.
So what we have here is paranormal people that are, or possibly Satanists, that are back here. Well, that's what's been said.
Sure.
And you said, again, let's go back to your story. You said there was a boys' camp back here?
Yeah.
Next to the cemetery. Oh, that's got to be long gone, because that's probably, yeah, that's what that road's for,
Yep.
you said? And what's the story of the boys' camp?
Well, I couldn't find too much out about that. Could not find out too much about that. The last comment that I had found on Reddit about it was someone who in the 1950s had camped out here. And in the boys' camp, they always, around the campfires, told stories about the Bloody Mary legend,
Right.
which led to it spreading like wildfire in the 50s and the 60s.
Here's another, okay, we got activity here. You got people back here. There's a bonfire going on. Let's go a little, I always say, let's go a little farther. This is kind of a little bit of a trail here. Let's go this way. I see a roadblock to the right up there, up ahead. Oh, this is a big clearing here. Oh, I hate these things.
Yeah, we're covered.
Did you ever get these? These are brutal to get off, guys. Did you ever see those?
Mm-hmm. I hate those things.
And sometimes you can almost throw your clothes away.
Burrs and prickers.
Yeah. Well,
I gotta be completely honest, from our venture last year into the woods where we dealt with this, that hoodie that I had on is still covered with those sticky things.
yeah, you'll have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
All right, I think we are. I don't think there's
let's
much.
just keep venturing north to where we know for sure the farm property was.
Oh, there's a big clearing up here. Check this out. Stumbled across something. Why don't you go up ahead?
Gotcha.
Now there's a lot of tape going on. Go ahead, Lillian.
Ooh, watch this log.
Yeah.
Love exploring, guys. Never know what you're gonna find.
Coast clears up here.
I was hoping we could find some ruins like Harmon just found. Infamous crime locations. He was in Pennsylvania and found a camp where a girl died. Lourdes was her name. Go check out Harmon's channel, Infamous Crime Locations. I'll put the link in. We did a collab together, great guy. But look at this. Wonder what's going on here, just in the middle of the woods. Do you think this was the boys' camp?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anything bad happen?
Nothing that I could read up.
Nothing bad on...
A lot of campfire tales about the old witch in the woods here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... You do get the feeling.
I'm not seeing those hawks anymore. When we were back at the cemetery, we had a couple big black hawks hovering over us.
Yeah, those were big red tails.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
Amazing birds.
a...
Wow, we found a trail.
found a trail. So we broke a trail here.
Well, sir, which way should we?
Well, let's go this way a little bit. Go ahead, Lily. Lead the way. Never know.
As we see corn, we know we've made it to our safest location.
And there she is. Children of the Corn. Right, Britton?
Yeah.
You like that movie? Guys, we are in the middle of...
We are amongst the corn rows.
We are where we have done our research. And this is where... part of where the Worth farm was. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little scouting here. And we're just going to look for artifacts, because what we want to do is we want to do an experiment ritual in front of the mirror, and if we can find an artifact from this place that's intriguing, that will tie in the story. We actually have a technique where this artifact is going to tie in, and this technique that we're going to research really brings it into the spirit world. You know, connects us, and you gotta stay and watch this. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. So let's start looking around.
We're definitely attempting something new here.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we try to do, and we're not always going to have results, and we just don't know. But as I look here, this ground looks pretty clean. It would be cool if we could find a piece of wood or something. So what do you think? You should find something. Oh, we found a little stone, it looks like. Okay, how about...
Look for one rectangular shaped.
Well, I don't think we're going to find that, but if we could find something that's... Well, literally, we could grab that stone. We could grab anything as long as it connects to this place, which it would. That's the idea. We don't need to find... There's no way we're going to find her gravestone. Why don't we go that way? And just start, let's start, I'll fan out a little bit, and we'll see. We'll just keep our eyes open. Down the rows. Let's walk these rows to what would be the east. Go the same direction, guys, so we stay pretty close. Already losing these guys. Yeah, we are in the Midwest. We are in the corn country, you guys. I wouldn't want to eat that one. Well, it's probably good once it's processed the right way. Let's move over to this row. You guys seeing anything? Twigs? Nah. I want something that dates back to the 1800s. You know, I think we should focus on rocks, even if it's a small rock or stone. Where'd you guys go? Hello, hello? Oh my God, we're pretty separated. Try to work your way back this way if you can, so we don't get lost. The good thing is the sun is out.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Britain. So we have orientation.
Hello, gang.
Field of dreams, guys. Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? All right, let's go this way. Let's go this way. You know what I'm thinking? Guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that the equipment, because I was out at the, you know, the Bloody Benders, and I was out at that farm, and we were, oh, here's a little opening. And I was out at the, and we were looking for relics, and we found a lot, but it was interesting, a lot of the bigger stuff is pushed by the equipment over the years and decades to the field edge. So let's go to the edge. Let's try that, because I'm not, did you see anything? I mean, it's not like we spent an hour in here, but it's going to be more of the same, I think. Let's pop out here, because I see a rock. I see a couple of rocks here. Let's go this way. I see a lot of rocks. Like, which one do you want to pick? There's an intriguing rock. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, well, we have something. Let's keep looking. Why don't you guys move? Huh? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's like a triangle. Now, why don't you just hold on to that?
All right.
Because that may be our subject matter. That would be our, I guess, what would we call it? It would be our inert object connected to the site. Let's move to the edge. Let's see if you see anything here. Lily, why don't you walk straight out?
All right.
To, yeah, like right there.
Okay.
And then you go, walk towards me. Follow this way, out to the edge.
Okay.
And I think we should divide and conquer. So Lily, you go that way and look down, and you and I can look this way. Go ahead, Britton. I already see some rocks. Where's Britton?
Here would be here's the line.
What?
It's right here beyond this.
And Lily appears to be, what are you doing? Oh, she's got something. Oh, look at that. What in the, it looks like a potato.
Yeah.
Did you find a potato?
No, I think it's just a rock.
Is that a rock? Oh, that is a rock. I thought it was a potato. What in the heck? I've never seen anything like this. Hold that still. Britton, come here. Check this out. This is a rock.
Wow, a little bit fossilized maybe?
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, I don't know. You know what this reminds me of?
A constellation perhaps?
No, like Prometheus, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? The Native Americans would grind their grain with sticks, and they'd make these holes, and they would have a lot of holes next to each other. I bet this is what this is from. So we know that this probably dates back to well before the 1800s. Great find, Lillian. Very impressive.
Have we found our prize?
Whoa, we're taking that with. Don't be putting that down. Give it to your dad. We are taking, that's going to be our, what do you think? Think that's a winner? You know, I don't know if it's what's to it, but I'll tell you this. It is connected to the site, and it is connected to this place, and it's connected to the time frame when all this happened. So I'm excited. How many sides does that have? That has 1, 2. Oops, sorry. Let me.
You know, if we were to get
hold it from the
scientific,
bottom.
your guess was pretty correct because you only got the holes bored in on the one side, this being the flat.
Hold it for the camera like that. So I see. Oh, you know what? I think we have 4 sides here. Hold that up. You have 1, 2, 3. No, that's 3 sides. I'm trying to make 4 sides, guys. Oh, it's 3 sides. But anyway, I don't think that is the doorstop, but it could be. You know, who says it was 4 sides? Like, we're gonna, you know, here we go. I'm trying to back into the story. I'm not gonna do that. So here's what we know. It's probably not the doorstop. Could be, but it's definitely connected to this area. Spiritually, materially, from that time frame, time dimensionally. So let's head back. We are gonna start our experiment tonight. So let's go. All right, gang, we have arrived at the location, and I'm with Britton here, our friend Britton. It's just the 2 of us. We decided that we did not want to bring Lillian because we have some intrepidation with this. You know what we're going to do? We're going to be doing an experiment. We're going to be doing the test. We're going to be doing the actual short séance to bring forth the apparition of Mary Worth the Witch, or not, most likely not, but we're going to go through with it. We are in the basement of the Pershing Theater, which is now called the Davis Theater. Why are we down in this basement? Well, a couple of reasons. One, as you can probably tell, it's extremely quiet. There's no interference, there's no noise. Also, this is a historic place, and we wanted to come somewhere that had some, well, we'll just call it connection to the past, to the 1800s. When was this built? The early 1900s or
1916.
1916. So it has some historic value. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk back to a room where we have the setup, and we're going to tell you about what we have, what we've set up to try to carry out this research. And I'll tell you, this is a very spooky place, by the way.
This was the theater where Carl Wanderer brought his wife Ruth that fateful night. We covered this in a prior episode. A few other stories of mischief and
at this location.
Yeah,
this is the place, the theater where Carl Wanderer brought his wife. You can check that episode out. And they left from here, and he had her set up. She was 8 months pregnant or something like that, and he basically murdered her. And there was a man who was a stool pigeon called the Ragged Stranger. So this is where it happened. In fact, we are right under the theater, of course, in the basement. Now we're going to go to a room here. And this is where the boilers were. They are not here anymore, and this is where we have our setup. Now, we're not going to have the lights on, and the reason we're not going to have the lights on is because we want to see if there's anything happening with our setup. And our setup is basically right over here. The setup being candles in the mirror. Now, as you see here, we have this mirror. And Britton and I obtained this mirror in a town called Wakanda. And it was from a very old antique shop there. Very stuff, they have stuff from Europe, they have stuff from France, goes back to a lot of stuff from the 17th, 18th century, and also the 19th century. And we believe that this mirror is actually from the 18th century, the 1700s. It might be the 1800s, but it's historic. And a few things to mention here. Now, mirrors. Let's just start with a little history of the mirrors. And by the way, Britton has, before I get into that, he's brought out the artifact. Now, this is the artifact that we had gotten. Britton's daughter actually found this, and we know this actually predates the events that happened there. So we have an artifact here from the location that was there when all of this happened. So we thought it would be great to have something that would bring a connection. And the interesting thing about this is it has these holes in it, which we believe were, they would use the sticks, the Native Americans, to grind their grain, and they would make multiple holes in rocks. You can see there on the top.
Maybe arrowheads?
Well, or it could be fossilization. Who knows? You guys can weigh in on that. But what we do know is that is some type of a connection. And here's the other thing. This mirror was really unique. When we saw it, we were like, holy cow, because it has some translucency to it. Can you see his hand back there? You can kind of see through it. It's a mirror like none other that I have ever seen. Now, normally, if we go back, you go back to ancient times, you go back to the Romans, divination. This is basically the dark arts. If any of you are Wiccan or practice the dark arts, you're going to be an expert to know this already, which I am not. You're going to be able to teach us through comments, hopefully. But what I do know is they would use the mirror and actually other things. It's also called in modern times scrying, CRY, I believe it is. And basically what they're doing is you are looking into a crystal ball, you are looking into water, you are looking into fire. You are basically, and you're putting yourself in a meditative state and half closing your eyes and getting to where you can start to see things. And they would use these things, including the mirror, to prophesize. But we're not here to do that tonight. We are here to try to bring forth the apparition, the energy of Mary Worth. Now,
Cataptromancy.
yes, that is the Latin, that's the Greek term for what we're doing. And I feel like we're going back to those arts. We have been told not to do this. I know we're going to get some criticism from you out there in the arts, those of you that are gifted, to not mess with this, but we are a research channel, and we've decided, we've talked a lot about it, that we are going to take the risk. It is a risk. Again, that's why we didn't want to bring Britton's daughter here.
We've gone through a couple different methods of blessings.
Yes.
Not to really get into it, but we aim to respect all out there of beliefs. I myself am a man of faith. Heavenly Father, bless and protect us. All my family, my friends, even my enemies, Lord. Bless us and keep us safe.
All right, so what we are going to do, and we're going to say the séance, we're going to say the verse 3 times. Now, do you want me to do it, or do you want to?
I got it.
You got it? Are you sure? I'm
Yes,
happy to do it. Okay, so what he is going to do, now again, we haven't rehearsed this, I'm kind of nervous here. This is not like, no sensationalism, but what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but the verse is I believe in you, Mary Worth. And if you say it 3 times, she is supposed to come forth through the mirror, through the veil, and some say there she's supposed to scratch your eyes out. Now, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't really think anything's going to happen, but I've never done this before. As a kid, I was always scared. I know you haven't done it before. Many of you know the story. I don't know if any of you have, but Britton's going to do it. So what I'm going to do is, I think you're in a pretty good position. I've got a tripod here. Now remember, the stone is back there, but let me set up the camera so that I've got a tripod and it's absolutely still. And why don't you move a little to the right and a little more to the right so we can, that's pretty good. And I see back there, that is the stone. So, without any more preparation, I leave it to you, Britton.
I believe in Mary Worth. I believe in Mary Worth. I believe in Mary Worth.
Let's wait. We have no place to be. It's absolutely dead silent, which is good. And if you hold still, Britton, I will go back and look. And I don't see anything happening. The rock is where it was. It's not moved.
No change in the atmosphere.
It's not hotter. It's not colder. I wonder if it's worth doing it one more time and just doing it louder and with more conviction.
Let's go for it.
All right, go ahead.
Right. I believe in Mary Worth. I believe in Mary Worth. I believe in Mary Worth.
Maybe step back by me and let's observe the mirror. Come on back here. So you're out of the... What was that?
I have no idea.
That was strange.
Something shuffled around.
It's down there. It's down there by the bottom of the table. There it is again.
Mm-hmm.
There is water dripping, which has been going consistently. I saw something go on the bottom down here. Did you hear that?
I do.
It sounded like a voice.
It sure did.
Now, just to let you know, we are in the basement. It is 2 a.m. This theater is dead closed. I hear something. I don't know if my phone, this is just a phone camera. We're not, I should just shut up and listen.
Voices.
Or a voice. All right, what do you think? Call it?
Yeah, let's call it.
I just want to get out of here. Okay, guys. Well, I don't know if that was worth anything. I don't know if that solved anything, but it was very interesting, and now I can check the box. We can check the box that we did this. All right, so we leave here in a positive way, and we'll see you guys soon, okay?